What's going on, everybody? Welcome to yet another Sporcle Sunday. Don't check your calendars. It's lying. It's definitely only been a week since the last one. Don't check that. Don't look at any of the data. For my narrative, of course, we're going to abstain from all of that information. Nonetheless, welcome back at it again on Sporcle. Got a couple quizzes lined up today, most of which are motorsports themed. However, not all of them. We are going to have one special one at the end. Can't wait to see what that is, so stay tuned. That being said, we are going to start off over here on a very simple one. It was a NASCAR tracks quiz. I looked at it. If you go to the bottom here, see no score. I haven't played it yet, but I looked at it and it's a little too easy. You get the map, you see where all the tracks are. I think any self-respecting NASCAR fan is probably going to go 23 for 23 on this, at the very least 20 plus. So it seemed a little too easy. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to do this on hard mode. But I'll elaborate more after one quick cut. And just like that, we're so back. Welcome to the real first quiz. This one is going to be hard because, as you can see here, we have 96 total tracks on this entire list, most of which I'm sure are going to qualify for them all. I haven't actually done it yet, as you see here on the bottom. Looks like people usually get a 75, or at least 75%, I should say. So that shouldn't be too difficult. You know, you're going to have tracks, your Daytonas, your Charlottes, your so on and so forth. So we're going to probably be on all of these. I assume that's how it works, at least. That's how the math is mathing in my head, but only one way to find out. So let's start. I'm not really sure what my strategy is going to be. I see we have 10 minutes. Okay, cool. So there we go. This is what year? 2023. I should probably specify. I also should probably shout out Infinite. I assume that's how that's supposed to be pronounced. Shout out to you for making the quiz. Nonetheless, Daytona, that already got us 4 right there. I don't think that's Bowman Gray. That'd be the Clash. So the LA Coliseum. Oh, God, I'm going to have to spell Coliseum on camera. Thank goodness it was okay. Whew, that word gives me fits. All right, cool. Next up, Atlanta. I'm doing these purely based off of vibes, and by vibes, I mean how they show up in my head. What is Las Vegas? Las Vegas. There we go. I don't think this is in the schedule order, is it? Am I forgetting a race? Was it Coda? No. Where else would they have gone for the second? Auto Club, dude. You remember Auto Club? I forgot. Whew. All right, we got that one. I know Martinsville and Bristol should be somewhere over here. Martinsville, Bristol. I know Darlington's in here somewhere for a few of them. What else do we have? NASCAR tracks. Texas, Richmond, Talladega. Kentucky. No, not Kentucky. What am I talking about? That's been gone for years. Let's see. All right. Let's think about it logically. 1.5 miles. Do I have Charlotte on here? I don't think I do. So there we go. Charlotte Motor Speedway. Chicagoland doesn't exist. Atlanta, I have. Las Vegas, I have. Kentucky, not around. Michigan, boom. We already have Auto Club, which counted at this point. All right, let's move on because I'm drawing a blank here. Watkins Glen, Sonoma. Is the Roval going to count as its own thing? It does count as its own thing. Good to know. Homestead is 1.5 miles that I didn't say. That's on here in the finale. Did I say Kansas? I didn't say Kansas. Okay, my favorite track on the schedule right now. Forgot about it completely. Second favorite, I guess. Darlington probably still has number 1. Moving on. 2023, we had Chicago already. Chicago Street Course. There's no reason I should get any cup ones wrong. So I should probably lock in here. Got the Florida tracks. I got Darlington, which is South Carolina. Charlotte has the Roval and the Oval for Charlotte. Is there anything else in Charlotte? I feel like I'm forgetting one. It's not Rockingham. That wasn't back yet. North Wilkesboro was back yet, I think. It's going to be on trucks, actually, no matter what. I have to type North Wilkesboro. Come on now. That's minus 1 point from the quiz creator for making me put North. Only one of them. But, or at least as far as NASCAR tracks are concerned. But anyways, that's me being nitpicky. And we're going to move on to potentially some of the summer tracks. I see we're missing a bunch. Indianapolis should have been a layup. I don't know how I didn't think about that until right now. That also means IRP, ORP, Lucas Oil Race. Okay, thank goodness. I didn't know what that was going to be down as. Looks like we got that one off the board, though. 68 out of 96, about 3 minutes in. I'm not mad at it, but we could be doing better. So let's try to lock in here. I'm still missing a lot of that summer stretch, and I don't know how that's possible. Did I say Nashville? I don't think I said Nashville. We're at Nashville as I'm recording this. I'm recording this the Monday before the Nashville week, so that should have been the first one I thought about probably. Last week was Charlotte, of course. I got that one already. Oh, man. Why am I forgetting every Iowa? Iowa was, only on ARCA that year. I guess that was before they went back to the Cup, huh? Where else do they go is the real question. I don't want to pivot towards ARCA because, I mean, I could. I know they go to Elko. They go to, is there a track in Mobile? There used to be. I'm not sure if there still is. Berlin, is that regular? Yeah, it is regular ARCA that goes there. Oh, gosh, the Dirt Miles. There's got to be one that's Springfield, I'm pretty sure. No? It might be in Springfield, and that might not be what it's called. Illinois? Oh, God. All right, forget it. We're going to not acknowledge the fact that I was an English major and I can't spell, pardon me, Illinois. We're just going to move on silently. Where else did ARCA go? I thought they had their finale at Phoenix this year, but clearly they didn't. In fact, they didn't even go except for the spring. So that's interesting. All right, you know, I'm getting off topic here. Lock back in. Cup tracks. Dover, I didn't say. That's going to be on some of these. There we go. It's got to be New Hampshire and some of these Northeast tracks. It's crazy that I'm Pocono. Come on, these are all tracks I've been to, and I'm forgetting about all of them, and that's on me. Pocono was a big heavy hitter. They got all 3 series. Actually, I got all 4 series, I think, because I think they still had the ARC race there at that point. All right, so we're missing whatever directly followed Charlotte, which should probably be an easy thing to recall, but it's not for some reason. And we have what is in between Richmond and Martinsville. And I'm racking my brain to think what track that could be. Because I know they always have that same spring like stretch of racetracks, right? You get your Richmonds, you get your Texas, you get your Talladega. Did I put Texas? Oh, yeah, Texas only had the 1 race this year because they had previously the All-Star. Okay, cool. Now I'm on the same train of thought. What could those last 2 be? I'm going to be furious when I figure out which one is here and which one is here. Because I guarantee you, they'll find their way onto these as well. So I'm just going to lose points across the board. But I still got 5 minutes, so let's lock in. Let's see what we can do. Maybe looking at this in regard to like where was each series at that point in time. It's only gonna be tricky because you see sometimes they're off by 1, or in this case, oh gosh, they're off by like 6 at this part of the schedule. So it's right before Sonoma. So Charlotte, what's in between Charlotte and Sonoma? Oh my gosh, this is gonna drive me insane. I don't want to call it. And you know what? There's a real chance that I just have to cut a lot of this video out because I'm just gonna be sitting here in silence. Where else could the trucks probably go to somewhere cool, right? They have their own unique tracks. They have Lucas Oil. Where else do they go that's a truck exclusive? They weren't still going to Knoxville, were they? No, I didn't think so. Did they have any dirt track at that point? Was Bristol still dirt that year? I think Bristol was still dirt that year, and then I think after that it was over. I think they had 2 next gen races. So that first Bristol race was the dirt race.
Eventually,
these 2 are gonna kill me, and I'm gonna be so mad when I see who they are because one of these will guaranteed make me mad. I should know both, but one of them at the very least is probably gonna be very obvious. Let's see. What? Okay, I should be mad about myself. I should hold that accountable for myself. This is bullshit. We are not allowing that. I'm counting these 2 as correct. Why does this count as its own track? I realize this is a dirt race. I understand that. When we reconfigure normal tracks, they don't become a new track, though. It's still the same track. So, therefore, I'm counting this. Worldwide Technology, that's on me. Road America, I'm bummed I didn't get that one because I really like Road America, and I miss it. Mid-Ohio, take it or leave it. Milwaukee, take it or leave it. And let's take a look at ARCA here. We got Mid-Ohio again. Illinois State Fair. Honestly, it probably would have made me type State Fairgrounds, and I'm not sure I would have had the foresight to do that. So, I probably would have got that wrong either way. We got Milwaukee here. DuQuoin was actually, I think, another one I was thinking of. That's the other milder track. I just completely forgot about it. And in Salem and Toledo, these bother me. These are 2 ARCA classics. They've been going there as far as I know forever. I'm sure there's probably seasons they didn't. But I can vividly remember so many races of these 2 tracks. So that's a pretty big bummer that I didn't end those. But let's take a look at this here. Average 86. 3 more than most people get. So, you know, I'll take it. I thought it was 75 down here. Oh, I guess it was just a Sporcle bot that got 75. So not only am I better than the bot, I'm also better than most people according to the average score here. So we'll take that. We'll also take the L. Some of these were obvious misses, and we're going to move on to quiz number 2. Well, if you thought it was rough before, it's about to get so much worse because here we are, quiz number 2. And man, this is a tough one. I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of crossover again. We got 2011 through 2020. It's the top 30 people in Cup standings. Well, presumably Cup standings. It doesn't actually say, but it's safe to assume it's going to be Cup. Let's go down here to the bottom. Looks like the bot usually gets 255. Last played it in 2020, so the year this came out, presumably. I have no high score yet because I have not played this, but let's change that. 255 was it? Let's see if we can beat that. All right, 2011. I'm just going to do this once again, completely vibes-based. So 2011, who won the title that year? That was Tony Stewart. Spoilers. Sorry for anybody who might not have seen. Carl Edwards was in second. I'm just going to try to get whoever I can remember each year and move from there. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon was still around. Can I just put Junior? I can. That's going to get me a lot of people. Bush. That's not how you spell that. That is how you spell that. 2011. Biffle. Edwards. Did I already put Carl Edwards here? I did put Carl Edwards here. I should pay some attention, huh? There wasn't a 6 car this year. Trevor Bain was here. I don't think he was full-time enough yet, but he's going to be later. Let's see. 2011. So 00. David Rudiman. He might not have even... Yeah, 28th. I didn't know for sure if he even made the cut for this. Clint Boyer. He had to be here somewhere. This is his last RCR season, I think? Or was he already at MWR? I don't know. My memory doesn't exist. Playing football as a kid has its consequences. Moving on. Casey Kane was definitely around still. Let's see. That was actually the first year of this was actually his year in the Red Bull car. That means Mark Martin was still here, so he'll be here. I got all the Hendrick cars. I got the 16. I got the 99. Kenseth was still at Roush at this point in time, so we're going to get him. I think that's all the Roush cars. Okay, cool. Gibbs. I got Kyle Busch, Joey Logano. Going to be on here for all these years, presumably. And who was the other one? Hamlin. Yeah, they only had 3 at that point in time because they didn't have the 19 until Carl got there. What other big teams? Okay, Penske. The 2 car. Brad Keselowski. Boom. They had Kurt Busch, who I already had here. Don't think they had a 3rd car. I think it was just Kurt in the 22 and him in the 2. Okay, cool. That's another big team out of the way. The 21 was not full-time yet, so that's not a Penske car either. Furniture Row was there, and Regan Smith even won a race. So we're going to do that. He's going to be on here for at least 2 of those years. I didn't realize he was full-time enough in 2012, but hey, didn't remember that too well. Oh, yeah, no, I guess he was in the 78, now that I think about it. All right, cool. What other people? Kevin Harvick is probably 3rd here, right? Yep, he's going to be here for almost all these years, if not all these years. Another playoff driver in 2011 who I'm seemingly forgetting. Let's try to think. Ryan Newman might be him. Yep, there we go. Now we're getting into the uncharted territory. Some of these drivers I will not name. I will do my best. I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm down to 17th already, at least in 2011. But I'm not sure I'm going to know all of these people. It's been a decade. Actually, it's been a decade and a half since this season. And I'm lucky to remember what I did last week. So if we even get 66% on this quiz, I'll be pretty stoked. And we're actually honestly pretty close to that. 17th. Who's other people that would be like in that midfield? 2011, one of the last years of the COT. Who do I think of in that era that's not already named? Let's see. Marcus Ambrose is probably on here for 2011 and 12. He's here for 2013 too. Interesting. And 14. I didn't realize he was quite that good. I thought he was doing real bad those 2 seasons, if memory served me right, but I guess I didn't. Those were the only 2 Richard Petty cars, because eventually that became Sam Hornish, who might even be on here for 2015. Let's just get that out of the way now. Oh, wait, I had Junior. Duh. So he's right here. All right. We got to move on. Nobody's jumping the mind here. 2012. Boom. This is probably the same pool of people I'm pulling from in my memory, so that's not helping me really that much. Nick Murray. Hold on. I should do this by number. Numbering this is so much sport. Montoya. There we go. That's another team I forgot existed. That means Larson will be there pretty soon, and Kurt Busch eventually took the 1 car from McMurray, so that's already represented on here. All right. So 1, 2, 3. The 3 car wasn't around yet, but I know Austin Dillon will show up pretty soon. So will Ty Dillon eventually, I think, during this. 4 car. Casey Kane, Kevin Harvick. Was there anybody in between? I don't think so. 5 car. I got everybody, I think, right? Because who was after Casey Kane? Was there anybody until Kyle Larson? I don't think there was. All right. 6 car. No. 7 car. Robbie Gordon might be here for one of these. He would have been there for Jeff Gordon, though. So, duh. 8 car. Hemrick? Hemrick's there at the end. Reddick's probably on here too, actually, for the last year. 9 car. Who could possibly be the 9 car? Chase Elliott is going to be on the back half of this. You know what? Let's move on, because this is probably... I see I'm halfway there with the time. I'm already doing better than I thought I would. I think if I actually pivot towards 2020, I might be able to reverse engineer. I also just remember Jeff Burton, so I'm going to type that in. I know he's up there somewhere. All right, 2020. Who was good in 2020? Only a few years ago. So this shouldn't be too difficult. Oh gosh, this is gonna be though. De Benedetto. There we go. I knew he'd be on a few of these, at least 2020. Who else? Bell might be there. Custer is gonna be here for this year because he was a rookie, and he won at Kentucky, I think. Bellini. Who else? All right. Was Ross Chastain around? It was for 2020, but he wasn't even top 30 in points. Jeez. Okay. I might be off by a year. He might have been an Xfinity then still. Who else was around at this point in time? Kevin Harvick got in the 4 car. The 14 car was Chase Briscoe. Let's get him. Did I already get him? Or was it not happening yet? It might not have happened yet. My timing might be a little off here. So if it wasn't him, that was Clint Boyer in the 14 car. The 41 at that point in time was Cole. And the 10, that wasn't Danica, but she'll be on here for a lot of these, so let's toss her in here. That was Almirola, somebody that's going to be on a lot of this list too. I forgot completely about him, which is crazy because he still races right now. I'm missing a couple playoff drivers. Let's see. 19 car. Oh, Truex. I already got Truex, though. Hamlin's been in the 11 this whole time. Kyle Busch was in the 18 this whole time. 20 car was... It's not Kenseth because I got him earlier. And who took over the 20 car? There's somebody in between. Oh, Eric Jones. Yes, Eric Jones. I forgot about you. I'm sorry, buddy. John Hunter Nemechek never won a cup race. I'm sure you see the connection there. Oh, I'm missing some obvious people. It's such a crazy spotlight that gets cast on you. Because, like, I watch people do these quizzes pretty regularly. And it always seems like such a layup. And you're like, oh, I can't believe you forgot so-and-so. They're the most popular person in this time frame. And then here you are doing the quiz. And now I'm in those shoes. And it's like, damn. Because there's a lot missing. 60, in fact. 60 names across the decade, to be fair. 2019, I'm missing a ton. This is actually remarkable how many they're actually missing this one. Suarez, I didn't say. He'll be on here. I'm trying to think of people that were in good rides, because I'm sure there are people that maybe didn't run all the time or ran for a very, very slow team. Couldn't really showcase their skills. So, like, I'm sure Landon Castle might be on here. He's a good example of that. Somebody who's probably better than a lot of the rides he was in. For that same matter, Parker Kligerman. Nope. I guess he never ran full-time enough. I know he ran that 96 car a lot, but I guess they never ran enough to be top 30. Is there anything obvious I'm missing? There has to be, right? Oh, Ryan Preece. I see Ricky Stenhouse, and he's in the 47. That reminded me of when Ryan Preece was in the 37. Is there somebody else I'm missing? They had AJ, they had Preece, they had Stenhouse. They had... Is there one more person in that team's history that I'm forgetting? Bobby Labonte. He might be on there for some of these. Yeah. He was up in 2012, 2013, I'm sure. This is so tough. There's going to be like somebody really obvious. I'm missing Bubba Wallace. I have Blaney, who's like some of our new generation stars. Byron was not around yet. It's actually might have been for 2020. Yeah. Wow, yeah, this is a lot tougher than, for some reason, I thought it would be. Alex Bowman, I don't have. That's a Hendrick driver. I should know him. There he goes. He was one of the people high up there. I put Earnhardt down. Who else? Justin Allgaier might have been in, like, 2015. There we go. That was embarrassing. We got it just for 30th in 2020. We did it, guys. Or 2015. We did it, fellas. Wow, am I drawing a blank or what? We have the Dillons, who has been driving cars recently. I've watched racing, quite literally, my whole life. Age 1 till age now, and it has not helped me one bit in this quiz. All right, I'm thinking of teams. Brian Vickers might be on here for at least 2014. Okay, we got 2010 too, or 2011. Boom. Who else drove race cars? Such an easy thing to ask, such a tough thing to answer. At least for me, and people like me. These people in like 29th, 30th, I'm not expecting to get. But the people that are in the top 20, I'm a little concerned with. Like this one, 16th. We have a 14th up here. Some of these need to go. Some of these are like actual playoff drivers. This one's Paul Menard, by the way. A lot of these are Paul Menard. Wow. Okay, that's a huge pull. Is Elliott? No, Elliott Sadler wasn't around at this point still. Reed Sorensen wasn't around at this point still. JJ Yaley might have snuck on one of these. He didn't. Did Cody Ware for 2020? No. This is infuriating. Quinn Houff certainly didn't, right? Okay. I'm just trying to think of people that might have snuck in, like by the skin of their teeth, like 29th, 30th in points, and I am drawing a complete blank on everyone who's ever existed. And boy, is it embarrassing to say the least. Did anybody else drive any of those Furniture Row cars? It was Martin Truex, it was Eric Jones. Did Christopher Bell ever drive that? It wouldn't have mattered because he's on the list. You know what? I think we're going to have to call it. Not by choice, by time. 270 out of 300. I'll gladly take it. Let's see what we got wrong. I'm sure one of them is going to embarrass me really bad here. Okay. First of all, 90. One more than the average. We take those. Big W's, if you ask me. But let's see who we missed, because these are still some pretty big names, I'd say, to forget about completely. David Reagan, David Gillen, two guys that have been around for a billion years. You're going to see them on a few of these, I'm sure. Travis Quaffle. We got Casey Mears joining them here. Let's see. It's going to be a lot of those guys to start, at least in the first 5 years. 2016, Chris Buescher, no! Oh no, Chris Buescher was the JTG Daughtry driver I was talking about. I knew I forgot one of those. I knew for a fact one of those was completely escaping my memory. It was him. It was the 37 car, and I think he even drove the 47 once. I forgot about it though. Oh, that hurts. We got Casey Mears, Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher again, Michael McDowell, David Reagan. I just really forgot about Chris Buescher. That's probably the most notable one on this whole list. John Hunter did find his way on here. That was, I think, when he was in the 38 car. I definitely assumed he would not be on this list. And then we have Corey LaJoie. This tracks. I don't even know what he drove in 2020. Was it the 7 car? Oh, no, it had to have been the 32 car, because that's what hit Ryan Newman when he, had his little incident. I shouldn't say little. You know what I mean. Nonetheless, that's 2 quizzes down. I'd say 2 pretty successful results. But next up, the wild card round. Let's see what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Our final quiz of the day. And I'm sure, as you know, if you follow me on Twitter or have heard me speak in any capacity for a certain length of time, I am a massive Minnesota Timberwolves fan. By far my favorite sports franchise. Definitely my favorite basketball team. Been rooting for them since the fall of 2004. So I should know what I'm talking about with the Wolves. I probably won't, but I mean, I guess there's only one way to find out. I felt very confident about the NASCAR quizzes. The first video I did about 6 months ago on these did not go well. This has been pretty solid, I'd say. So I'm hoping for at least, I'd say, an 18 out of 20. I think I can have a perfect score here. I think I have it in me. I think that I know my team pretty well. I see there's one for, I think, all the teams here. Yeah, so we might actually do some of these other ones in the future too, potentially. If you have a favorite basketball team and you also watch my channel, drop a comment. Tell me who your favorite team is. Maybe that'll be one of the bonus quizzes we do pretty soon. But for now, shout out to Dreamcast0201 who made the quiz. And without further ado, let's answer some basketball questions. Just for context, bot got a 10 out of, 20? 10 out of 20, so 50% by the bot. Not a great score, I must admit. That's a little worrisome. He did pretty bad. I don't know if it tells me the average score yet, but I suppose we'll find out sooner or later. So without further ado, let's go. Who is the longest serving Timberwolves head coach? 11 seasons. Okay, so my heart wants to say Flip Saunders. However, I'm pretty confident it's Rick Adelman. But I know if I guess one, it will be the other. That's just how this goes. It's not Tom Thibodeau. He wasn't there nearly long enough. Bill Musselman was not here for 11 seasons. It is going to be Rick. No, it is Flip. Oh, well. We take those. Rest in peace, Flip Saunders, one of the best Wolves coaches, of all time. Which of the following Timberwolves players won the NBA All-Star Slam Dunk Contest with a between-the-legs jam he called the East Bay Funk Dunk? Now, I must admit, I don't know of this dunk. Obviously, it happened, but I can't visualize it. But just based on the name alone, East Bay Funk Dunk, this can't be too modern. So I'm going to eliminate Andrew Wiggins, and I'm going to eliminate Zach LaVine. I also very vividly remember the Zach LaVine dunk contest, and I can assure you that wasn't what was happening. And then out of the 2 people that remain, AJ Price, Isaiah Ryder, these are guys that were playing, a lot before I really was as locked in on basketball. But I do know Isaiah Ryder to be the more athletic of the 2 players. So I'm going to go with Isaiah Ryder, and I would be correct. Which team did the Timberwolves beat in 2004 to win their first ever playoff series? This is one of the last things they did before I became a fan of the team. Unfortunately for me, I started rooting for them exclusively when they got bad, at least until recently. But I believe this is also the Denver Nuggets and part of the lore between the teams. And there you go. Another one correct. In what year did the Timberwolves franchise play its first NBA game? This is a layup. It's on all the jerseys and promotional material. It is 1989. Which of these Timberwolves players tragically died in an auto incident in the summer of 2000? This is unbelievably sad. It was actually, I think, Kevin Garnett's birthday party they were driving home from. And it's actually the only person with a retired jersey for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That is Malik Sealy, unfortunately. Rest in peace. Which of the following players was embroiled in a salary cap evading scandal that ended up voiding his multi-million-dollar contract, costing the Timberwolves several first-round draft picks? That is infamously Wally Zerbitt. No, I'm just kidding. Joe Smith. I think they lost 3 or 4 first-round picks back to back, which completely hamstringed the Kevin Garnett era. Which of the following schools produced the most NBA first-round draft picks for the Wolves since 2000? I don't even have to look. I'm pretty sure it's North Carolina, but if it's not, it's going to be UCLA. But I'm going to go with North Carolina, and I would be correct. A lot of great names came from that school. which of these teams joined the NBA the same year as the Wolves? This is something that always kills me. I always instinctively think it's the Heat, but it might be the Magic. I've gotten this exact question wrong before on something that was not in a video. I'm going to go with the Magic. I think it's the Heat, but I'm going to go with the Magic. Let's go. Okay, cool. Never mind. It is the Magic. All right. On the draft day in 1986, the Wolves drafted and then traded away which of these future stars in exchange for Stephon Marbury? This hurts my soul. It's Ray Allen, at worst, the second or third best shooter of all time. Shout out to Ray. Wish you were a Wolf. Which UCLA Bruin was the standout in the first ever, or sorry, which UCLA Bruin standout, there we go, was the first Wolves draft pick? Ooh, is it Pooh Richardson or was it Christian Laettner? I think Christian Laettner was a little later than that. I think he was there for the Dream Team, right? So that was 92. It couldn't have been him. Isaiah Ryder was after that too. I'm going to go Pooh Richardson. Let's go. Okay, big W's. We're doing great so far. Only got one wrong. Let's try to keep it that way. Many fans blame the T-Wolves. Don't like seeing that. Just call them the Wolves. By the way, fun fact, we're going to take some time to say, don't call them the T-Wolves. They're just the Wolves. ESPN does that all the time, and it drives me crazy. Anyways, they lost the Western Conference Finals because this player danced. I don't remember what it is. It is, in fact, Sam Cassell with the big ball dance. I might find a GIF and toss it on screen for anybody who might not know. I know some of you might not be basketball fans, and that's okay. Who was the first ever player drafted #1 overall by the Wolves in the draft? This could have been a trick question if they put Andrew Wiggins, because technically he wasn't drafted by the Wolves, but he did play for the Wolves immediately as soon as he was playing real games. This is going to be Karl Anthony Towns, and I see him running out of time, so we're going to do a speed run. Which of the following players is the only one to play for 10 or more seasons in the Wolves jersey? Is that Anthony Peeler? It might be Anthony Peeler. It's not. It's Sam Mitchell. All right, we got a second one wrong. We got to move, though. Which Hall of Fame player was the Wolves manager or general manager? It is Kevin McHale. He gave it up to David Kahn, and David Kahn was terrible and missed up drafting Steph Curry. Which Wolves player, or sorry, no, there's most of the highest winning percentage in regular season against all time against which of these teams? It's got to be either the Nets or the Hornets because they don't play them as much. I'm going to go Hornets because they're probably worse longer. It's the Nets, damn. Okay. KG won the MVP in 03-04. Boom. What is the name of the mascot? That is Crunch. Fantastic mascot. Who was the first to win the All-Star three-point shootout? Is it Kevin Love? It might be Kevin Love. It is Kevin Love. Okay, cool. Which of the following NBA and ABA franchises did not precede them in Minnesota? That would be the Warriors, because they were a lot of places but never there. Where do the Wolves play their home games? It is the Target Center. Let's go. 85% average. I could have got 100. Messed a couple up. That's on me. We take those. The average being 57 is actually pretty crazy. This reminds me nobody watched this team back in the day like me. Though some of those years were rough. We got obviously 85%. What is that? 17 out of 20. That's 7 more than the bot. So long story short, Sporcle bot, go fuck yourself, pal. You're not good at this. I'm great at this. And that being said, another Sporcle Sunday is behind us. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody who has specifically reached out and asked me to film more of these. I didn't realize anybody cared. I uploaded the last one. It did okay. Nobody really commented or brought it up ever again, so I kind of let it slide. But since it seems like people want to see more of these, or at least people who questioned me during the Tokar draft want more of these, I'll be happy to oblige. And I'm happy to report we're recording, I'm recording a bunch of these in bulk. So tune in next week for yet another Sporcle Sunday. Deuces.